Jules, and guess what? I'm happy again. I'm very happy and I'm excited. I know how to win again, and I won't lose again. Really, there's a few key steps I want to talk about. This is just like preparing yourself to enter a trade. It's kind of like Jasper's trend and bias video. I just want to give you my trend and bias over a certain pair and then show you two trades using the trend and bias, and that's what we'll do. And so we're going to be talking about this pound USD, and the reason why we're talking about the pound USD just because I just seen a trade I was demoing. It's on the paper demo too. I just figured, like, I was like, oh, you know what, if they're not demoing this is what you need to see what a perfect trade consists of. Okay, so we look at the GU and we always look at our long term first. 1 and 4 hour, Jasper, we need it. This is what Jasper is saying. But just look at the long term and see what's going on. Like, I look at the 1 and 4 and the trends for the long term are down, but you got 1 and 4 hour signals, right? But if you look at the whole long term on the daily, the trend is down, and you look at the weekly and you see the trend is down. So these being below the yellow line makes the pound USD trend down. So what we want to do is take trades from the very top of the bands that are going to the downside, that are if the trend is down. But since we have the 1 and 4 hour signals, we're only looking for ups. Now, I know that may sound confusing because of these signals, but because of these 1 and 4 hour signals against the trend, we're only going to look for ups to this orange band or until we find better signals to tell us that's going to go with the trend. Right now, performing on the 15-minute GU, you have a blue, red, pink, and these are trending blues. Trending blues are classified as blues that trend with the daily and the weekly. So these are trending blues by far. And basically, I went to the video and I want to show that I want to explain how to build up to a trade and the things to look for by giving you two examples. So we're looking at the GU, and Kevin the Sniper there is a great guy, right? See this pink arrow right here? Okay, that happened because of the blue. Now I'm going down on the GU right now because of the trending blues. You had help on the 15, you had your help on the 5, and basically what we're waiting for is just for it to retrace and then go back with the 1 and 4 hour signals. And since these are trending blues, we respect trending blues. And I don't really want to talk about any other pair because you may miss the valuable information. Like, I can easily say that the UC is gonna go up here soon and the pound probably go down and up, or but the main focus is on the pound USD and trend and bias, and we're in. So even at 50 area, we take a trade because we find this is trending, and just knowing that we're going to go for 10 pips like most of the times when trillions trending, or sorry, going just the trending blue, you get better signals. So there's our white hot arrow, and we have very high momentum, 7, 1. So we stay in our trade. DX is in our favor, and we're gonna ride this trade to the 15-minute orange line, seeing that it's past the yellow. So like the 15-minute orange line and then the 30-minute orange line, and then we'll put on our trailing stop loss once it gets to the bands, and then we'll take it right back up because this is the trade we're looking for, the up trade. So it was like at 52, 50 area. You could even get like 53 if you were good enough. And this is trend and bias video, just showing you two great trades, two great trades that you have to look for. Just going with the trend. These are just trending trades, so going with the trend and bias. So there's going with the trend, which is down, which I'm going down right now on the GU, and that's how you win long term. And then there's your bias. You know, you got the 1 and 4 hour signal, so you only want to trade that way. And the only reason why I'm trading down on the GU is because of the trending blue, because it's going against 1 and 4 hour signals. So I'm just going to speed this up a little bit and show you stay in your trades. And then 43, like right here at the band touch, 42, 43, throwing your trailing stop loss of 2, and basically you're probably going to get out the trade here, and then you're going to soon be entering the trade, because that is what the blue I just played right here. So I'll be out the trade because went to the band, I got a little signal on the 5 minute, it's going back with the bias, and I'm taking the trade at 44. But also there's our momentum, so we take the trade, we're looking for the ups. You know, the trend is down, another trend is down, but since the bias of the 1 and 4 hour supers, yeah, we're only going in that direction. So we take the trade at 42, 43, 44 area, and we go up with it. We're going back with the bias of the 1 and 4 hour signals, and I'm gonna let it play a little bit, then I'll end the video while I talk, because I found out that I was trading, I was just like trying to take trades off just the charts alone. So like the pound USD, y'all see whenever that high arrow flash, so I was taking a trade like at 45, 46. Not necessarily saying it was like bad, but it was just like, man, I'm already 4 pips behind from a perfect entry, you know. It's kind of like bunghole-ish, you know. It's like, oh man, I took a trade. But once you start expecting trades, whoever was asking, once you start expecting the trades that you want, like this whole time I told you that we're looking for the 1 and 4 hour, following the 1 and 4 hour, I'm looking for ups. As soon as this gets flat, this is my entry point, and we're going to the upside. I told you it's going to bounce off the 15-minute band, the 30-minute band. We had a red signal, we had our momentum, and basically we take the trade and we win. Positive, good, successful trades. Jazz Friend, appreciate you. Kevin the Sniper, appreciate you. Just everybody in the room for just not giving up. And once we get the trend and bias down, you know, once you start going with the trend, you recognize the trend, great, you know, you're going to be making the best possible trades ever. And then once you get the bias down of the 1 and 4 hour and 1 and 4 hour arrows or whatever that may be, you're going to be the best trader. Still watch BR's video about just perfect trades, because they show you, he talks about just the perfect trades that he takes and where he would take them at. And you can see, if you just focus in your mind, just always go with the trend, always go with the trend, you'll see that he's only talking about the trending trades. He's not really talking about reversal trades unless it's like an 8-0 or something, but he's just talking about straight trending trades. So yeah, so we have our Hakinashi arrow, seeing we got in at 42, 43 since we worked on our entry. And hey, look at that, there's a blue red on the 5 minute pointed to the upside. Way down there, like right here. I'm not saying it has to do anything, but like I seen that and I'm like, oh yeah, this is going up. GU is up. It's up to past the yellow band. I'm not going to talk about the yellow band or anything like that. Just know that you're getting into trending trades and you ride them and you ride them and you ride them. So yeah, I just wanted to give my trend and bias video, because a long time ago I said, not a long time ago, but I said that I look for the blue, like the longest terms of blue, then I get my bias off that. And it's fine to do that, because I recognize that even if I was to do it right here on the GU going to the downside on the 4 hour, that this is a downtrend, and so I'm looking for trades that are at the very top. to go to the downside, it still is fine. But it's like, why try to like be that different whenever I, you know, I recognize these are against the trend signals easily now. So it's like, it doesn't matter to like just add something new. So let's just go with the old way and just jazz friends nade, just, you know, just jazz friends trading style, go with the trend, go with the bias, and just win. Because whenever I made the video about getting in on the flat, getting in top, that was just after me basically studying and doing trades and seeing what other people were getting in at, because I was like, wow, man, they're getting in these trades, but I just didn't understand how they were trending, and then the signals would come in late, and I wouldn't understand how I would be like at 46 and then they wouldn't get out. I'm like, I think this trade with momentum, with the high arrow and DX and stuff, but now I just understand. I'm getting in at the bands, and I know this trade is going to fly. And there it is. So like, alright, what will be good? Like, this is a successful trade right here. It's like 10 pips. That's a successful trade right here in the bands, but we're still gonna go up. We're still wanting to go up. So all we're doing is basically looking for our next entry, and it happened to be right here. But look on the 5, you see it's starting to go up. It's at the orange line right here. So 48, you're thinking, okay, it's gonna go back with the trend. It's on the orange line right here. It's on the orange line again on the 15, on the orange line again on the 30. So you're just waiting for the correct high arrow and possibly like momentum or a signal to go right back up, and it does that, and it does that, and it does that. So yeah, just want to give a trend and bias video of just how looking at the whole overall trend, knowing the safe trades to get into, and then that's it. Because as you see, there was only one trending trade on the GU that you possibly could have took that was actually safe, relatively safe, you know, that you waited for the right signals in DX and momentum. But I think, yeah, that was a good trade, and then right back up, you know, right back up with the bias at the bottom of the bands. If you haven't seen my video, check it out about the jazz friend, trading like jazz friends long term, the long version, whenever I'm talking about the bands getting flat and where I would get into the trades, and at the very top and at the very bottom, understanding the direction of the 5-minute signal, and basically staying into our trades for like 10 plus pips, or just going with the trend in general. What I want to do is, I was gonna make like a long-term video, but once you recognize the direction you want to go, I realized that I was selling myself short, and going for 5 pips was okay. I mean, I'll get 5 momentum hits again, 5, you know, I'll stack it. But now I know it's like, hey man, if I look at this trade and I'm looking at this GU and I'm looking at this GU right here, I know the trend is down and I see it almost at the orange line. So what I would do, no matter what, is seeing this 4-hour, and I'm like, man, it has a 1 hour against it, so I can't even possibly take a trade till it gets to this orange line to the downside. I can't even take a good trade to the downside till it gets to the orange line, right? And there it goes. There's our good trade. And after retracement, you know, if you even waited for that whole setup on the GU, you waited for this whole setup like this, and you had your super arrow, you had your high arrow. You know, if you didn't get in at the, you know, 42, 43, you want to get a better price, and you know that it went up and it's going to give you a better price, hey, you're still, you know, like here it goes on the 1 hour. it's going back with the trend, but it's at the orange line. So it's like, is it gonna go through this orange line and keep going? That means this has to turn super. Like, that means this super arrow is gonna win. So it's like, okay, I'm going with the trend, and I would just look at that as in, I need the signals to tell me that I'm going with the trend. If it wasn't so high, if I didn't have signals going against it, this 1 and 4 hour, I'll be going down all day. But I have momentum again, so I mean 46 was still like a good entry per se. Not necessarily saying it's bad or late. You may sometimes just go through a little short ride. Just depends. You might just go through a little short ride that it may not even go 2 to 3 pips against you because of your entry. But you gotta just recognize where the trade is going, where you're gonna go, and then just get in. So if it's against the trends, make sure you got those 1 and 4 hours. With the trend, make sure you're trading with the trend. You know, always go with the trend, and you will always win. That's pretty much it. Yep. And so, just showing you it's super pink. Boom, boom, and that's a trade DX, and that trade is bye-bye. And I just know when they get out because I'm just looking at different things and just letting it keep going. Watch Kevin's video again, but yeah, Jules MT is